Recently, I've been pondering on one word: process. What does it mean? It is defined as a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. Now, processes are everywhere in all the things we do. There is a process to preparing breakfast, a process to replacing a flat tire, a process to manufacturing. It is about the how. You see, there's a process to how vaccines are made, for instance, as well as other important drugs. In fact, let me take you back to school for a moment, to your mathematics class. Remember how your teacher was keen on you showing the working, the formula you used before arriving at your answer? Remember even the fact that the formula, the how, the process, was awarded more marks than just the answer itself. When baking, one mixes all of the ingredients together, usually in two categories, the wet and the dry ingredients. That is the eggs, the milk, or whatever liquid you're using, the wet ingredients, and the flour, the sugar, etc. are the dry ingredients. Now, most recipes are very clear on how to mix them. One mixes the two sets of ingredients separately, but it really does matter whether you add the wet to the dry ingredients or vice versa. It matters whether you fold the mixture gently or beat it. Granted, you will still end up with a cake, but it may not be the best quality. It may be lumpy and not the right texture. What of in construction? There are clear instructions for how to mix concrete. The ratios are clear. Specific parts of water to specific parts of cement to specific parts of sand. Now, you could fudge with the numbers and the ratios a little bit, and you could still end up with some form of concrete, but the building may not be structurally sound in the end. There's a reason one has to wait, for instance, a certain number of days for the walls to cure. Otherwise, the structural integrity of the building could be in question. And we have seen in this country the deadly consequences of this. How about the war on corruption? The asset recovery exercise relies on one thing: that a suspect must explain how they attained their wealth. So the end result, that you became a millionaire, isn't the issue. It is how you acquired that wealth. If you cannot explain it and it was not through legal or honest means, then that wealth is taken away from you. Now, here in Kenya, our courts have, in a span of less than 5 years, faulted the country on process. Notable instances include the 2017 nullification of the presidential election, and then just recently with the BBI process. What the courts are saying essentially is that the ends do not justify the means. That how you get to the end counts. That the process can significantly affect the outcome to the extent that it is not a true reflection of matters on the ground. Yet this is not an aspect that we focus on in this country. I would be keen, for instance, to see how the IEBC has changed its processes following the Supreme Court verdict that said that its process of conducting the election nullified the result of the same. Their procurement processes were faulted and subject to litigation even before the 2017 election itself, giving rise not to one lawsuit, but up to 50 cases that challenged the stages of procurement. And here we are, with just 13 months to the election, and the process of procurement is yet to begin. Yet have we heard how things will be done differently this time. Issues have also been raised with how we attempted to amend the Constitution. Now, whilst that is a matter the Court of Appeal will now have to decide, it should give us pause for thought on how we do things in this country. Oh, and what about this latest row about the appointment of judges? It's no wonder why some people are already asking the process the president used in accepting or rejecting names on the JSC list. So what's my point? These examples I've highlighted speak about the process, the how, the method, and how important that is, not just to the outcome, but to the success of the outcome. In other words, if you focus on the right process in the right way, you can design your way and a country to success. And that's my take tonight.